he's playing Killjoy. Let's see how this goes right now, right off the bats. A lot of A main presence for Furia. And you can see some aggression as well from T1, tempered up towards mid, starting to slow peek it.
It looks like a little bit of defensive pressure coming out from T1. Saya, the first one out, with a little bit of help close by. But it seems fully spread out so far. Carpe's already taken a considerable amount of damage here.
Yeah, but that might have been enough for Saya to have some space to really do some damage here.
Oh, but he's not expecting this peek out from MW0.
No dash either.
First shot goes big wide, and yeah, the timing there was so brutal for Saya. Opening kill in this series goes to Furia.
And they still have a lot of control, both A main and B long in their hands. But T1 has the right read. They're stacking over towards A with 2, maybe 3 players. And I'm wondering if QCK is going to do something over towards long. Yes, he is. Just pulled out a smoke for Munchkin right now.
And the timing here is everything, right? If you are going to draw rotations, that's the way to do it, but not the case. They stay disciplined on A, and that's exactly where the hit's ending up. Band gets one with the turret.
Those mollies are melting. And they're still trying to get through. Finally, the other player from Furia is joining. Only 20 seconds to get this spike down, though.
He's going to have to find some space in art as the spike continues to work its way forward. Now 15 seconds left. Spike still not planted. Band's already falling. Carpe 13 HP left as MW0 does manage to get the spike down. Oh, he doesn't! The peek there from Carpe was gorgeous. Zeta does it as well. 5 seconds left on the round. Bodies fall all over the place as T1 get the pistol.
Pressure that QCK was making towards B long. Carpe just swings that smoke. That angle was really tough to deal with if that smoke's not perfect.
And remember, it was Carpe who took that huge chunk of damage at the very beginning of the round.
Yeah.
Stayed alive long enough to save the round, really.
And the composition switch that Mimi was alluding to as well. Very curious to see if T1's going to continue the same sort of thing that we just saw in that pistol round, because that was a big part of their strategy. But it was with Neon instead, so you have a lot more stun capability and control capability than what you have right now for Saya with the Marshall. It's a good shot.
Very nice shot.
Easy when there's no armor on the other side.
You know, there was so much discussion around Saya individually, and specifically as we think about his time previously in his Valorant career, and you know, is he flexible, right? Can he play different roles? Can he play different agents that are more meta-specific and still continue to thrive? And the nice thing about this meta is Saya doesn't have to worry about all that anymore, right? He can play the Jet, he can play it comfortably, and I know it's pretty early on, but historically we've seen him look so much better on this Jet role. And it's a cleanup here from T1.
Just peeking right behind the molly too. Everything looks good. They'll even get a smoke down. No, actually. It's a big pick from DJZin. They don't really have anything else to follow up with this though. And they still have so much art control T1 does. That dash gets him across though, and that's a big frag.
It's a massive frag as Band gets another. Saya with another shot straight through DJZin, and you know, again, we think about the circle.
Always have these compositional clashes. Here we go in A main. Speaking of clashes, this is what I was talking about. Saya was getting a lot of value with this on Neon, but I think right now he's spending his dash really early over and over, and it got him into trouble when he actually walked down mid that one round on pistol. QCK is calling everybody to come over from Furia though and try to hit this B site. We've got the Neon wall out. And remember, there is no Cypher to play anti-Neon, so he's just easily able to get in the back of sight.
Munchkin's able to receive him though. He was waiting for it. The spike has made its way pretty far up though. Look at that, they're trying to fight to clear out backside. QCK falls for it. As Mazine is still trying to keep him back. 2 massive kills there. How much more can they find? Carpe's the only one here, and all he's got is a ghost. He's going to fall as well. Furia on the board, and the crowd, they like what they see.
Yeah, great anti-bonus.
We'll see how they choose to approach this. You see the flash towards A main to continue to fight for some of that space, but again, a nice slow round out from Furia early on. They have the Seekers to work with too, as you were just mentioning.
Saya again, dash activated, but nothing found from it. And he spends it really early. So he can't be as reactive when they start to hit, but they're still holding on the art. We've seen so many times, they just got a flash prime, they'll flash off of Saya's contact.
He's just waiting for it. You see Zeta on your screen there. Ready to go. There's the flash, there's a swing, but the stun should keep them back. Yeah, Zeta can't get past the defensive utility invested. And the spike ball of the spike's still back by Spawn. They're so methodical in how they want to approach this.
All those trap plays is causing Furia to be really late on any sort of control here. They have to commit all the way down through B-Link. And it's just Munchkin here. There's no rotate actually coming in, but this wall from DigiZin is actually slowing down their own push. Full retake called though for T1. Munchkin wisely falls back. He cannot fall, and he does.
He didn't fall back enough. He's gonna fall his way into the next round. The kill is traded back though as Khalil falls. Carpe now playing close by. QCK gets the spike down. Note here, no real ultimates. DigiZin's is close by. QCK's is as well, but there's nothing on line right now. And they're all huddled up back Spawn. This is gonna be this is gonna be so difficult to deal with because you can just overwhelm backside, and that's exactly what they do. Carpe with 3 on the round, now QCK, who was back safe long the entire time, not able to keep back the aggression of T1.
And a great double swing as well. Not only the aggression back through backhaul, and I'm wondering how they even got out of there to be able to challenge with 3 players. And then Carpe and Ban, the communication there, miles better than what we saw in the offseason.
Yeah.
Just fast everybody fell from Furia.
And take a look at that one more time. Again, the flooding backside. DigiZin was the first to fall. And then from that point forward, the pieces of dominoes just continued to tumble. Fist bumps all the way around. Want to play around that ult. Exactly. He does. See the grab ult to try to slow him down. DigiZin dashing across.
He's so far ahead of his teammates though.
So far.
And he has to call for it to slow down right now. There's the stuns into Secret. But again, all him clearing backside right now, and he's gonna go into the smoke and get punished for it.
And the Prowler cleared out Secret, but it didn't go all the way up in the dugout, so it doesn't spot Ban. Nice trade out from MW Zera.
Is this ult gonna find anything? I think it only got 1 tag, and he gave up on finding Khalil. Low players though, Munchkin's able to convert 1. Mazin is all by himself up here. No, actually Khalil up close too.
Saya with the dash proc, the flash helps him out as Mazin falls. Khalil playing close by with 20 HP. I mean, how much can you really ask for in a situation like that? Munchkin gets 3 on the round as T1 gets a 4.
A good retake. And Fury just a couple stages there, but they up the tempo immediately. And it's super interesting because of how you
see that flash early on to fight for mid control.
Prowler immediately through B-Link as well. That's where they want to go. They want to pressure, make sure Ban has to either fall back or they can take him out.
And the tempo is a little different here out from Furia, but just as much as we expect to see them take some of this early space, it just slows right back down.
Trying to find an opening. I've liked the defaults from Furia so far. It does gain them some space. It does push T1 back in a lot of instances. Like in the last round, you saw Munchkin had to fall back, play retake. But when it comes down to the executes, outside of the 1 round they won, they got that wall up, fast lane down belong. It's been tough. That dart did not scan QCK. He's hidden behind a box. And Saya, misinformation from the dart.
The Nightfall used the knife to try to trade some of it back, and it is going to delay for just a moment. On top of that nade does such a good job of denying the entry point out onto the site. All they have to do is wait it out, though. They invest the Cosmic Divide as they push their way forward. You've got to keep...
All the Fury plays ahead of the wall immediately. You think you're going to be able to isolate fights, but you're not.
Yep.
Huge round from Furia.
And Ban, who was on a flank, it just took a bit too long. He's shown up at the site now, but the round's already done and dusted.
You have so much more difficulty finding value out of the KJ ults when you have to hold on to the A site, and that's what T1 really wanted to do. I like the idea for Munchkin, but you don't have the information to stick in the back of sight right there. And this dart misinformation obviously also loses them so much space in A main. The hit mainly came through art, so you can imagine if QCK goes down there, Sai actually is still in A main. That's a thorn that could split them up from that wall.
Absolutely.
And the wall's designed as well to dissuade them from getting towards that plant, right? There's no plant space available for it. At least that's good.
Blade Storm used early on.
You have to be careful here if you're Furia. I like that they came through, but this is going to be an option here that T1 will call in the future, where they play aggro off of this smoke. And even with the cam, even with the cage, it's taken a long time to re-clear through this. Munchkin knows now too with that smoke recall.
I mean, they're certainly not trying to conceal where they're going. They dropped their own Cosmic Divide, and that's going to section off everyone from the side of T1.
That's a good execute right there. Again,
Yeah,
twice
clean.
this B-long execute's going very well. The Trailblazer as well to clear out the back of this wall. You know for sure you're safe here. Now I also want to look, oh, Digizin getting aggro.
He's so aggressive. And really, that's what you want out of your Neon player.
Remember, this ult from Ban could be key to push them back off the site.
But they have two players on the flank right now. That could be problematic.
But this Killjoy ult so far ahead, they have to speed up, and there's got Alarm Bot too.
The Alarm Bot triggered. Ban has to turn back, but DG's in from backside. He's able to clear him out. He gets 4. He's got the ace in front of him. Not able to deliver. Zeta trades it back.
Just ridiculous. Under pressure from the lockdown too. No way he's getting the ace, but he secured the round. Such a good moment from Digizin, not only to aggro immediately, but then to stick and find the timing to fight. And you have to be holding that if you're T1 because Digizin's in the back of sight. If they don't actually start swinging out of spot.
Take a look at it one more time. DG's in again. Playing aggressive there, understanding where his space limitations are pushing out, but this play right here, I mean, just secured the round for Furia.
I really wonder as well if Digizin's calling the KJ to die in that case so they can go undetected. But there, you want him to get triggered. You want him to start rotating and looking back towards it.
Beautiful execution regardless. DG's once again has that ult online. And we didn't see very much out of the blades from Saya. He made an attempt, but he's got a Marshall this time around.
Ooh.
Oh, the Marshall seems to work. My gosh, I thought he hit it.
Oh, for sure. That's just a ridiculous attempt from Zaya. But low economy makes this even more. Carpe's tucked in an off angle here, but they're also taking up through Art. Khalil might give up a gun though.
Yeah.
And he does.
Nice
Easily.
shot out from Carpe, yeah. It's a pesky little angle too.
Silence here. The spike is deep in secret actually. Oh, you gotta be careful. Especially with the A main presence still. Furia right now taking a massive risk.
They're just so far up. And the thing is, there's a lot of misinformation here. Look at how far up Carpe is. He's essentially in attacker spawn, so they should have no idea that they're here. That's going to give their position away. Mazine spamming through, trying to stay alive as Munchkin shows up. And he falls. Now Carpe left in this 1v3. Mazine and MW0 a little weak, but this would be, I mean, this would be insane if he was able to pull this off. The shock dart, that's all it is. We're tied at 4.
It's a good recovery from Fury, even though they lost where we're looking right now. And doesn't give enough time for his teammates on A main, or in A, the ones who are anchoring down Flowers, to do much at all. These two right now, Carpe is way too far away to actually even find anything to trade those guys. Telling the team what's working, what's not. Fast A main, and I think it's the right call. I think T1 was going to start leading towards taking B long control, given what I said earlier about that setup.
And they did. I mean, look at him. Look at how far up Saya is right now.
And it's funny because it kind of falls in your lap there from Fury. That was kind of something that they were relying on already. Happy to try to fight for A main. Oh, Saya.
Deals some damage on a QCK, but he manages to get away for now. Saya's so pesky here, bro. He hasn't gone away.
Oh my goodness.
You got to remember, QCK's weak. And you don't expect Saya to hold this. You don't expect him to stay here as long as he is to fight.
And you can see the style as well from Fury. It's just willing to fight straight up. No flash, nothing special. They know it's just one. Let's take this duel against Saya. The confidence is clear for Furia.
And that's so key. I mean, we talk about it so many times, but confidence really is a cheat code when it comes to Valorant.
30 seconds left.
The ult invested, MW0 pushing forward, but Khalil gets 2. The flash in his face turns it, stays alive, buys some time. QCK in a great spot for a flank too, but he can't over delay on this. He's got to hit the timing just right. Zeta now left alone, surrounded, takes one with him, but Khalil with 3 on the round gives Furia the lead.
And look at that from Fury too. You're gonna have to actually come up here if you want to take this round. And this is what I was talking about with Mazin, just fighting straight up, down B long. That could end up costing you. For example, Zeta's just walking down B long, Saya takes the first engagement and then re-peeks with a flash. And then for Saya as well to be fighting straight up too, he was trying to get his dash online and save his life.
Khalil, the only one not close by, is it's almost like he's expecting to see if Saya is going to be peeking down long again, just waiting for that aggression that they saw in the previous round.
Getting up close right now. This drone's coming in though from Carpe. Interesting, Zeta's not up here to fight with that. Potentially can fight a pick while they're dealing with the drone, but nobody peeking with it. They just get the information. I think everybody except the one who got tagged hid from that drone as well. So recall in front of them.
Talk about misinformation if that is the case. If the drone only spotted the one that was tagged. Really no idea what's on the other side, but DG's in, now choosing to go forward, drops the wall, drops the stuns too, as they've got the Trailblazer to work its way forward. It is going to spot member in secret and perhaps one in dugout as well. No, one more time, the light buyout from T1 here. They have utility, but they don't really have the guns to work with it, and they're just overwhelmed right now. It's just Saya who remains, and he's so far off the site. He was waiting B the entire time.
That was such a cool play there. As Saya is going to try to do something here. Furia just uses the fast lane, the wall up from Neon, and the Trailblazer to try to confirm positions. And they're spamming for it and not pushing up, deciding, okay, are they stacking here? They realize, okay, yes, they're stacking, but they're playing so far back. And also just throwing in those stuns too, trying to get a Trailblazer tag. The executes that I mentioned at the beginning of this half that were looking a little lackluster, ending up looking very good now here for Furia. They've got a burst of life in the last few rounds.
Ooh, he's fired up.
Somebody's got to check on him and get that guy water.
2-round lead here for Furia, and the approach has not changed. This full 1-3-1, it's very slow. We haven't seen a lot of very aggressive heavy hits. And well, if it's not broke, really no reason to try to adjust. The onus is fully on T1 here.
Again, the follow-up with the dog here. Digizin has a big opportunity, but no!
Ban's able to hold him back, but is he expecting more? He's got the alarm bot to make sure he's not being pushed in from Link. He tries to turn the flash, but no, he's overwhelmed by Mazin. QCK slips in, drops Carpe.
How did he get this lurk off into the site while all that was happening in Art? You can see his camera was posted up A main, so he just walked out. It's falling apart here for T1.
Yes, it is. I mean, in a massive way.
And there you can't expect them to push you up through Art into sewers. That's them the kill on the ban, who was set up to try to deny this space. And they were working on collapsing onto the sites themselves. They had 3 players towards B, 2 players on A. Oh, wait a second. 2v2 immediately.
Ooh. They just lost a massive numbers advantage, and it's gotten real bad, real fast for Furia. This was a 4v2, and now it's all on to Khalil to keep him back himself and to secure the round, but he's tucked. They don't expect him there, but Khalil's not able to land the shots.
No way. That silences them. And I really think Furia thought that T1 was saving there.
Yeah.
You saw how deep Mazin pushed into the spawn, into defender spawn. Sai was just holding this. Right at that moment, right before Munchkin got the second there. And Saya switches off onto the Phantom. And finds the last kill. Oh.
Got a Bulldog for Zeta, light armor for Saya, who's got the up, and they are going to challenge him right off the bat. Note the angle he's holding, waiting for anyone to push through. Hasn't been spotted. Saya is able to take care of one, drops a Cloudburst, suggests that he's repositioned, but no, he's staying.
Nobody actually spammed the screens, too. That's a mistake. They're spamming the smoke. They for sure think he's gone.
Now the question is, Saya, he's shown persistence and aggression. He still hasn't been detected. He's still there! DG's in, falls!
And
Saya, he's shown so much stubbornness this half. And that's another great example.
Right there.
He's got a shorty, too, waiting for somebody to jump into the wall in that little cubby. That is just beautiful stuff from T1. and actually works towards that setup that they tried to run last time. But hey, 2v4 in the prior round for Furia, or for T1. This time, let's see if Furia can do something. Somebody's stuck here. Khalil all by himself.
They finally used some utility to move Saya, and it may be too late. MWZ able to take one down. He's left in this 1v3, final round of the half, and yeah, he drops the ult, but that's all it is. The persistence from T1, from Saya, pays off to get him to a 6-6 half. Let's look at that one more time. I mean, he's able to get the first, and again, it's really well played. He drops the Cloudburst, suggests that he's gone, sidesteps the Nightfall.
They came up swinging, then it starts to slow, and then again. And we started that on Pearl too. But this is completely different. This is a different Fury. Let's see how their defensive side, Khalil left by himself right now, but they're fighting through art.
He's got to try to get out of there. He's got to try and find some space. And it's actually Zeta who goes down first, but Saya's going so far up. Khalil's ready for it. He's waiting. He chased him down. And the snap from Ban is disgusting. He's gotten 3 on the round. It's 1v2 left for Munchkin. He's going to show up so late, and they should have spotted the spike.
Good on Ban to even give Munchkin a chance in this. Because that hold from Furia, the flood through art by MWZ to help out Khalil, really good. Munchkin's waiting right now to give some misdirection, but at the same time, there's a cost to it, right? He's also losing information, while Furia has the opportunity to be gaining some.
And even, I mean, you can't introduce a ton of misdirection when you don't have the spike, and they know where it is. Finally picks it up. And he does still have some time here. I don't know if it's going to be enough time to fully rotate out. Munchkin's isolated it. He's gotten it down to a 1v1, and Mazine is weak. 75 HP, the snap is there, but it does not land, as Mazine saves the round for Furia.
That frenzy fire is too fast. And Munchkin will fall. Super solid pistol from Furia. That's what I'm talking. That shot from Ban, the third guy, QCK, I mean, how do you even? Yeah, thank you for showing it 3 times. That is just absurd.
Furia. Decent gun investment here as well.
Ooh, I'm looking at Saya right now. Actually going to take a fight down B long against MWZ. MWZ wants none of it though. He's the only one with a big threat. Ban as well has got the Sheriff. 3 kills he got, he could easily invest.
And you can feel the doubt and the misdirection enter the minds of the Furia players because T1's just waiting so long. DG's in, able to get past the gravity wall that should have spelled death. Meanwhile, you look at the other side of the map and Saya hasn't moved. So he's able to hold down B long, make sure nobody's pushing up. The one difference is if you're going to rotate back into him, which seems to be the case, now he's starting to creep forward. Now he can take some of that space away. But he's got to be careful here. He cannot overstep.
Oh, QCK saw him with that jump peek, and he goes for another one. He must not have seen him. That's a big pick. But still, with so much time, there's still a lot of room for Furia to actually close up the gaps. They just got to flash onto Ban deep down A. That might be misdirection, and it might leave MWZ on an island on the site that needs to be held.
I mean, they're dropping stuns, they're dropping flashes to make sure that he's cleared out. They don't know how much more is there, but either way, there's utility that they're not going to have to take them back. MWZ doesn't land a single shot. Oh my goodness. Finally takes down Saya. Finally takes down Saya. And things are equalized for now. 5 seconds left. They've got to get the spike down. And no, there's just not enough time. That round easily could have gone either way.
Such a good hold for MWZ. I thought, so you have to use a little bit if you're T1 to try to clear it. Oh, he did not spot him.
Oh, wow.
Oh, and Saya had full information about that shoulder. Look at that. That first jump shot, you see clearly what's happening. He's able to set up his crosshair easily.
Dude, our replay observers are so good.
I mean, it's been another level right now. Just being able to see what we didn't see. It's such a nice touch. Oh, that shock. Trying to clear out some of the Cypher utility.
Now note here, they've used 2 info gathering tools on the defensive side already. They used the flash to get over into A main, and now the Trailblazer. Those are not going to be around for the rest of the round.
And they do have a lot of control. Remember how I was talking about Fury taking control late in the rounds? T1's done it early in B-Link. They've left Saya there with just a Vandal. He could go deep on a flank really fast, unexpectedly.
And that was the whole point of the investment in
Oh,
oh gosh.
That's a gun too. Remember, this is a bonus from Furia.
They had no idea that they'd scaled up so far.
And that's the IGL as well right now. Got to formulate a new plan. I thought for sure the plan was going to go back towards A, hit the site, and give Saya an opportunity to get a bunch of kills on the rotation. At the very least, feint towards A.
I mean, he may still get a bunch of kills on this. The thing is, the timing on this is so nice.
Where's his gun? I thought he would have picked it up. MW again? No, this time he's gone. And they know where QCK is.
I mean, he gets one for his troubles, but he's pinched right now. He's got to understand. Band's behind him, cleans him up. Zeta gets the spike down. The timing on that was very well done.
Saya's up top too. Not gonna matter because Digizin goes down anyways and there's players in spawn, so you know it's a possibility here.
Khalil, the last one standing here in this 1v3. He's got a Spectre to work with as well. You've got to so meticulously take care of everything in a situation like that, and it's just way too much to ask for. Furia take the lead back, and I
And summon Brimstone.
why don't they?
Oh, don't ban summon Brimstone. This is a good audible call from T1. After losing Munchkin as well, they're able to shore up B-Link really easily, and they split the defense too. Or they split the lurk and hit from Furia. QCK up B long, MW's there in the back of hall. T1 fast up here. It was a bonus last round for Furia, so there's still a lot of weapons. Only Digizin without the op. They've taken a lot of space though. So even though QCK has to fall off site and play retake here, which is interesting given the investment of ults here. There's flank, there's B-Link control. They know there's no flanks coming. This could be disastrous for T1 if Munchkin falls again.
It's all going to fall, and yeah, whether or not they're able to hold control on the extremities. But so far, it does look like it may spell disaster. As you just mentioned, Zeta the first one to go down. Munchkin trying to hold back the aggression from Furia and fails.
They can't even get out of below, and the stuns are huge!
Dude, they're just trapped. They've got nowhere to go. Band's the only one alive now, and he's got 72 HP. He's able to drop the turret. The spike did go down, so he's got time on his side.
Got the molly off too. They can't actually start sticking that spike in the smoke.
I mean, surely at this point, you just try to overwhelm, right? Yeah, try to take him down. That's what they do. But you could see the writing on the wall. You mentioned it earlier in the round. This could be disaster for T1, and it was. They fully lost mid control. They had full A main. Furia had full A main control. They were able to fully surround them.
Oh, what a good scan too for MW. Here's the moment. Look, Munchkin's actually trying to go help his teammate. Wow, Digizin comes out, and that costs him. That timing works out really nice for Furia.
And that seems to be a trend. Again, the timing for Furia.
Such a cool knife, by the way, landing inside of the wall there.
Yeah.
Completely unbreakable.
Start to see a shock dart. Zeta gets the flash ready to go. And Saya player dash onto the site, finding cover. Oh, he got haunted, yeah! How? Mazine trying to splash and spray and stun and stay alive, and he takes two down with him. Now this 4v2 in favor of Furia. The spike once again in a precarious spot, well out of reach of the members of T1 that remain.
Flash flood and stun out of Furia is ridiculous from Art. What a strat. And QCK playing up to the smoke. He actually gets taken out though. Ooh. Work to be done, but not gonna find it. Furia, they're starting to really, but shut down. And same thing from the pistol, remember, I mean, that haunt as well. Fade's really falling out of favor for a lot of teams, but MW is making it look really good right now.
Oh, 100%.
Criticize T1 for, not breaking the haunt or what have you, but when there's so much going on, and that's influenced by how much utility Furia is throwing, it's difficult in those situations, and Digizin's just having free reign right now.
They've had a chokehold on A main for the majority of the half. Oh, they're not done. The flash in the sun.
This. The Trailblazer pushes them back. He's not going to continue forward. Saya! He's gone too.
Yeah, and that was the only real window they had. Saya needed to find space and needed to find value through art for them to be able to unlock A, but that fails too. It seems like they're going to try once again. Nothing but sheriffs, and they're there, and they're waiting, and they're dead. A prime game flawless comes through for Furia.
Anti-Eco's success has been key to keeping T1's economy down very low. He's just walking up. Not a care in the world, and that's before that knife. Remember, I just pointed out how that knife unbreakable, but also because it comes so late, because you have to arc it to get in that lineup in the first place, you're not getting the information, so you have to play back. That's where DJ's strikes, within that little timing window.
Execute here if you're 2-1.
Not a true anti-KO setup for QCK, but he is some distance away from his trips and his camera in art and A-main. Oh, the dash and flash! The QCK covers.
Saya player falls. They fully lost B long control as well. So again, it's going to be a foot race. MWZero, how much do you stay in the smoke? Because there's everything right in front of you. He gets one, the second not falling. Massive awareness from Carpe to turn around and clean things up for now.
The cages are still up right now for QCK. As soon as the suppress stops, Ditch is in as well on the flank. Seeker's coming in too.
QCK has to find the timing here if you want to push your way forward, because all attention has been drawn back towards A-main. DG's in, swings around with the ult and finds 3. No Ban left alone in this 1v3. Again, time not at his side, his health isn't either. DG's in gets 4. Furia on map point.
And the crowd erupts as well, knowing one more round away from taking the first map in emphatic style. No A-main control whatsoever for T1. So focused on trying to make this push through artwork. And they're able to flank so easily. So I talked about in the cast yesterday for EDG, just the fundamentals with Pearl. You're seeing players get so good with it. There he's using the timing and the speed that he can break the timing. Actually 2 rounds in a row now, and now he's using an op too. It's just so unpredictable about what's happening.
Again, full B control lost for T1. So they're gonna have to deal with the pressure that's gonna be coming in from all over the place, and that's why you see it. You've got Zeta who's playing a little bit further back. The lockdown's been invested to try to clear out some space, and they're playing just on the outside of it, waiting to pounce. Saya dashes onto the site. How far do they go? They still have plenty of time here. This is such a cheeky round out from T1. Look at where Munchkin is. Look at where Saya is. Khalil has to be aware, and he is.
How? How is he aware? It's ridiculous. Scans coming through the flash as well. They're full blind.
Oh, they're in so much trouble, but the kills get traded back. MWZero cleans it